Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. We have a very, very interesting time in the moment, and the shifting energies that are happening right now are very intense. I have a dark moon reading for you, and I must maybe say again here for those who are new and never heard about that I am working with the real star constellation, which is 28 degrees apart from the Western astrology. Actually, Western astrology is working with a system that is roughly 2,000 years behind. And even the Vedic astrology, as practiced in India, is not completely the same. It is about 6 degrees apart from the real star constellations. So I will share now with you the screen so you can see the chart that we have here in the moment. And you can see that the outer symbols here that we have here is the real constellation that you see here drawn at the outer rim. And you can also see the degrees very clearly. To refer to it, we can have the inner circle as the Western astrology. And you can see that this is a very huge difference, like the sun-moon conjunction, which is the dark moon. And dark moon means that the day we don't see the moon. It's not new moon. New moon is a false expression. The new moon is the third day after dark moon when you see the new moon crescent coming up. So in the real star constellations, we have that in Libra. And as you can imagine, already when I say Scorpion versus Libra, this is such a huge difference. We have the rising sign in Sagittarius and not in Capricorn, which is also a huge difference. And when you look at the route that we have here, a retrograde Uranus going up to Mercury, that is just at the end of Libra, it is all about balance. It is all about the balancing of the energies on the planet in the moment in this coming 2 weeks. It's about this time when in the US the election are happening. So there is something being balanced energetically on the planet so we can move on the higher timeline. We have already talked about timelines many times. I have also in my last video, which is a reading with the Dakini Oracle, I have emphasized what it is about the soul retrieval or soul redemption that is happening in the now, because we cannot move on when our energies are not balanced. And this means also that all this old negative karma that has connected us with the false matrix where we were living for thousands of years has to be resolved, balanced, so we can move on. We have to let all that behind us. And it's actually easy because we don't have to pay back any karma, whatever. This is not what the new energy is about. It is many things that we carry along through habits or through ways of behavior, to things we believe in that we have to let go, to be free, to be open, to even see something new, because you might know you can see only what you believe. So if you believe something isn't true, then you can't see it. So this is why we have to unlearn so much what is happening. And this is part of what is happening with the chaos in the moment. It is about to balance everything. Now, I absolutely understand that there is a lot of energy of fear and resentment and anger out there. And I just have sent the last couple of days also to my group messages, please. What you can do to help that, light a candle every day, light a new candle. And imagine that this candle is enlightening the darkness. You know, when you are in a dark room and there is only one candle, you can already see something. And imagine now in this room, there are many people and everybody is lighting a candle. So it becomes light. And this is what we have to do. We don't have to fight, because fighting does not get you anywhere. Fighting is just the energy to make it worse, because it is a negative energy, which is fear-based. So every time we fight something, we are afraid of something, otherwise we wouldn't need to fight. And here you can see actually the last few horoscopes that look very, very much worse. But this one with these beautiful blue lines are gifts. And this is what actually I was very surprised to see this horoscope. And one of the reasons was also because the sun and moon conjunction. Oh, wait a second, I have to pause this. Okay, sorry about the interruption, but I just have my phone out there and I didn't know what it was. So I go back, but I don't want to start recording from the beginning again. So here we go again. Like we have here the sun and moon conjunction with a trine to Saturn. Now just imagine, Saturn is actually also connected with government, it's connected with rules and regulation. And this is a trine. And a trine is always representing something positive. It's representing a gift. And I really was very surprised. So what is happening actually in the world? And you can see that it's not only the election in the States, it's also several other places that governments are changing. Now, what you can see very clearly in the forming of BRICS, that a lot of governments are moving now into another financial system. And this is in Aquarius. And Aquarius, we can say, is connected with the protecting angels we have around. Now, when you think about it, when we look at the whole circle, this is a continuation of topics. So when we look at the material signs, Capricorn, for example, so we have Taurus as first. This is the life begins here at Aries. This is the rebirth, and here it is taking root in the earth, starting to communicate. And then through communication, feelings are happening, experience and feelings. And then you kind of start to take on some power and become who you are. You take back, this is the development of the ego, of the personality process. And I don't mean here, it can be the ego in positive and negative ways, as always, no? Everything has two sides. And then here we have the harvest. And then whatever what was planted here in Taurus, and we gone through the first cycle of the signs, in the second cycle, it is kind of the next step of the evolution, harvesting, balancing, and then transforming. After we balance everything, it will be transformed. It is going through a death in a way of the letting go of the old to move. And here Sagittarius, see that a very interesting thing is about Sagittarius, that it kind of breaks open all boundaries. If you really go into the topic of Sagittarius and live that, then you have no boundaries anymore. When we look at the symbol, it is like really, when it's drawn correctly, it's a horizontal line penetrated by an arrow. So this arrow is our consciousness that moves beyond linear time, beyond mundane beliefs and mundane world. So this is the AC. That is what is triggered now. What is happening is that there is an opening, there is a penetration of the mundane, of the rulership, what is happening into a higher consciousness, higher dimension. And then afterwards here, the Capricorn is the sign that would also be the physical death. When we are physically born here with Aries, Taurus, taking roots, here is where we leave the body. And Aquarius will be the sign that you can translate as heaven or whatever. When we are out of the body, but you take you with you when you leave the body. This is only the husk that is left behind. So and then the next step would be the transition again into either a new life or a new existence, like after you die physically, say, as this sample, you go to another realm. You can call it heaven or whatever you want to. It's for some people it's hell. But remember, once you're out of this body, you immediately materialize your beliefs, because we materialize our life through our beliefs, through what we focus on, through what matters to us. So if we focus on fear and fear matters to us, we manifest what we fear. If we dream good dreams and create and be positive, that's what we create. And then when you leave the body and you don't have the physical aspect, you immediately manifest what you believe. So the people who believe they will go to hell, they will experience that hell because that's what they believe in. So, or people like believe in Christians, they believe in Jesus. Buddhists believe in Buddha, sorry. And so that's what they manifest the moment they die. And then here in Pisces is afterwards when we decide to move forward. We have maybe been resting or being healed, depending what the life was about before. And then we move on and are reborn for a new cycle. And this does not mean absolutely, especially now that we go back into the physical world, it might also be some who have completed their missions and completed everything, that they move on into other dimensions, other experiences. So once we have this trine here with Saturn in Aquarius, it means that now we have a chance to move out of the limitation of the false matrix. Now, I have worked with a lady some time ago. I was the medium, and she sent me off to different places to rescue souls. I did that for quite a while with different people, because you cannot do that alone. You need somebody to understand what's going on. So we communicate in this time. And what I have seen there is one part also in a situation where a lot of people died in a war situation or a battle situation or accident situation. I have seen that there was a gate for people, for the souls to move through, but this gate was not white light. It was different. It was it's very difficult to explain. It was more golden, but not like that immense shining light. So first, when the person, as you know, from many people who had near-death experiences, they go through that tunnel experience, and this tunnel experience is the soul leaving the body. So I have seen dark beings. They have looked a little bit, what was that movie? There was a movie that really depicted these beings very well. Very old movie. Sorry, maybe it comes. I will tell you what it was. And they are kind of like shadows, not really manifest, but they have an outline, a little bit more like a human bat with kind of, it looked like wings, but I think it was just the energy. And they put that kind of gate that it looks like when you are on a stage and you roll in a gate or something in front of something else, and that was white. So these souls, they went into that white light, and this is kind of where they were recycled in the false matrix. So they did not really go to the real, and I just need words, okay? To the real heaven, to the real afterlife. They were also manifested immediately what they believed that is true for them. So some heaven, some hell, but they were then reincarnated into the cycle of the false matrix. And I have seen that several times. So Saturn actually here in Aquarius shows me that this is not possible anymore, that the gate to go through when you leave the body, cannot catch you anymore, or recycle in a way you anymore to come back. And in the false matrix, it is really like the movie The Matrix. We are batteries for those who rule us, because they feed on our energy, and they feed on negative energies, fear, despair, and so on. And that's why they keep us in fear and despair and do all negative things, suppress everything what they can to keep us there so they don't run out of food. So when we look here at Saturn here in Aquarius, this gate has been gone, and I have here a yellow line going to Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. And the yellow aspect is a Venus aspect, and this aspect is going back to Mercury. Mercury represents the persona. It represents the personality that you are here on the planet. It's not the sun. Like most people say, I'm a Cancer, I'm an Aquarius, I'm a this or that. This is absolutely wrong. This is also part of the false teaching, because this is your avatar where Mercury is, because this shows exactly how we function. We have a moon on top, which is the receiving part. So we have input from outside. We can hear, we can see, we can smell, and so on. Then we process it, which is the circle, and then we manifest something out of the experience. And it can be many kind of manifestation. Again, it can be writing, it can be talking, it can be anything that you do. And when we look at this, here is actually part of the redemption of the persona, the personality. And in Latin, the word persona is a mask, is a costume. So when we are moving into that body is the costume, the mask of the part of the soul that is inside of this body. So the avatar, you can say, or there are many words to describe it. So this is a very, very interesting constellation when you look at it, because this one will help. And then we have this here, another trine here from Mercury going here to Neptune. And this is now the trine that asks you really to let go, to literally forget and dissolve. It is like you would throw something in water that is going to be dissolved. And it doesn't matter how long time it needs, but dissolve all these beliefs that we have. Be open for that new that is coming, and focus on your soul journey, and not so much as what is happening in the outside world. Because the outside world, we can only change it in the positive if, like, as I said before, like, for example, if you do something like lighting a candle. And I also said maybe you can print out, or you maybe have one world map somewhere, not just the country, put in the whole world, because we are here we're sitting on the same ship, which is the planet Earth. And it doesn't even matter if you believe it's round or flat or whatever. It is a realm. It is connected with your consciousness. So once we bring in the light, whatever is happening in the outside will serve the greater good. So don't get involved. And here we have Mars, and Mars is in Cancer. Now, Mars in Cancer is weak. She just entered Cancer, just in here now, because this is a fire planet in a water sign. So it cannot happen that these really bad fights cannot materialize, because when Mars is in Cancer, the waves of Cancer bring it out more in the emotional part. So you will see that a lot of emotions are going on. And observe yourself well how much you still judge, especially those who are involved in the election. What we have to do is now kind of keep cool blood. and just try to be the observer and see what happened. What is happening is to balance, and we see that very clearly here, is to balance the world, the karma, the to kind of eliminate, dissolve completely the false metrics. They fight like crazy. That's what you see outside. They know they're gonna lose, but they want to take as many down with them as possible, because those they are taking down in a really deep fear-based realm, they will not be able to stay anymore on the planet. And don't be surprised, we are not supposed to leave the planet. And a lot of people, oh, that's my last life. So when I used to say that too, but now I understand it. It was my last life in the false matrix, but not on planet Earth, because we are here to elevate the planet Earth, and with help from outside, from other forces that will soon reveal themselves, we will transform this planet again into that paradise it was once. And this is what is the beauty of this horoscope. I was expecting horrible lines actually this month coming up. I was very surprised about these beautiful trines. Of course, there is tension. We have Venus in opposition from Scorpion to a retrograde Jupiter. Jupiter is the ruler of the AC, the rising sign. And I said, this is about the expansion, the going beyond the limitations, beyond the dogma, beyond the beliefs. And here, retrograde Jupiter in Taurus is like, a lot of people are stuck in their beliefs. It is very difficult. It is very difficult because we don't know anything else anymore. A lot of like even thousands of years, we have been programmed within these beliefs, and the beliefs become more and more and more and more and more narrow. Just look at the topic, for example, in the medical field. Like 60, 70, 80 years ago, there was naturopath was just a normal thing, and we just had a lot of herbs and different things that we were using, even homeopathy and other things, and it became more and more and more and more suppressed. It goes that far that some so-called scientists, I don't want to say that's really scientific, they say that herbs that people have taken thousands of years, and they were there are documents that they are good for your health, that they are poison, and we have to take the poison that they offer us. And all from the last few years what has happened really to people, and we don't need to repeat that here. So this is that part, the people who are stuck in belief. So we have to go inside and look at the experience we had in the past to be able to transform it. And Venus in Scorpio is, again, this is the transformative sign. And you can see that Mercury is just about to enter Scorpio. So that is like the butterfly topic, when we have lived on the false matrix, we've been caterpillars, we couldn't fly, we've been controlled, were limited in many, many ways. Now, when we go through this transformation, we literally have to die and be kind of rebuilt to transform ourselves into a higher being, which is happening to our DNA, which is changed from a carbon-based DNA to a crystalline DNA. And this is why so many people go through all kind of detox and fatigue and other symptoms in the moment. This is because their body is changing. And please, I'm not saying to seek help if you have certain symptoms or pain or whatever. But if you have a chance, I would recommend that you find a naturopath or a homeopath or an acupuncturist or something like that to help you to make the energies in your body flow again. So generally what we have a very positive horoscope here for the next 2 weeks. And whatever is the outcome of this election, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because it will be aligned to the highest good of humanity, whatever we see. And that some chaos has to happen is just natural, because look out at nature. When we come out of the dark phase, like those countries who have very cold winters know that very well. In November, everything, the leaves are falling down, the plants are dying, seemingly dying, right? And then in spring, everything's coming up again. So there is chaos. It doesn't look so nice when all the plants come down and die. Then we need to clear up everything and prepare that in spring the new crop can grow again. And this is where we are, just on a cosmic scale, we can say. And well, I cannot say much more. There is maybe one more, this karmic aspect here from Saturn, the orange here, you see that, to Mars. And this is what I feel very strong is the reason why now the old karma that was connected to the false matrix, that's why you don't have to pay back karma anymore. This is over. You just have to look at it so it can go away. So that this is the karma that we did bring all that topics and the fear and the belief system from one lifetime to the other. And now it's over. And now it will be resolved. And when Mars is in Cancer, I said again, this is the emotion. So you might have some very emotional things going on in the outside. Don't fall for it. Don't go into too deep feelings that are triggered. Know that this is something from the outside that is with you in the moment as an emotion, to let it go, to go through. So try to observe your, even if you feel sad or angry or whatever, try to find out, why do you feel angry? Try to see that when everything is being balanced, like think about again November or maybe April in the southern hemisphere, when the plants are dying or going away, they are coming back. All those plants who have given you maybe millions of seeds, actually, or those trees who the leaves come down, the roots are still in the ground, and they are just pulling all the life energy into their roots to be able in spring to pull that light energy up again, which when the sun comes out more, the sun helps to pull it out and create new leaves. So this is what is happening. And I can only recommend, again, observe. We are being healed in many different ways. And everybody will experience that a little bit different. And just try to meditate about this. And meditate just means contemplate also. Whenever you are into something that you give your full focus to something, you are in a state of meditation. You are centered and you're focused on something. So don't give your energy away and go into the focus of the negative. Try to really get that negative energy out of you. Listen to some nice music, or go and watch a funny movie, or whatever you do to lighten up, that you don't give into this energy. So when there are emotions coming up, look at them and then walk away. And walk away can be literally that you go outside, maybe you have a nice forest nearby, you can walk, or go to a nice coffee shop and have a coffee and croissant, or whatever you like. Don't take too much sugar. But anyway, the only thing that matters in the moment is not to give into the negative feelings that the dark ones, try to trigger right now to slow down the process of ascension. Okay, I apologize for the telephone in before. I don't know how to edit it out. I'm not such a computer person with that kind of stuff, so I just leave it. I will make another card reading within maybe the next weekend or a few more days to give you some more information from that different perspective. I wish you all the best, and I know this is not an easy time, but remember the chart and the stars, in a way, the constellation, the energy of the time quality does not show the same as mainstream media and so on, who want to draw a really, really bad picture for the moment. Stay strong. Stay within yourself. The only thing you really can do and transform is yourself. When you become a lighthouse, when you become a candle, whatever you want to call it, then the world will change. If the microcosmos changes, the macrocosmos changes too. And you are the microcosmos within the macrocosmos. Okay, I see you again in my next reading. I hope this helps. I send you my blessings, and I hope you're doing well in this time and not to pay too much attention to the negative.